You're the complete opposite of me because I am an early riser and you are a late bird, late owl, night owl.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
that
no
is
way, man.
so bad in the morning. I even start work at 10 o'clock.
That's
So
too
bad.
funny. I love that. Hey, you know what? If it works for you, it works for you. So you're not a full time YouTube yet, right? You are actually in the hair industry, right?
Yeah, so it's funny you should say that. It's been always my dream to do this full time, and when it was lockdown, um, I started up Patreon when I was on about 75,000 subscribers, and I've never heard of Patreon, but I saw that it was a good way to like gain some income, so I could do it full time, and I found everyone in lockdown was staying in a lot more, obviously, because we couldn't go out. So my Patreon absolutely blew up to, I think I got 372
Wow.
um, people following it, which it was a stable income for the months in lockdown. And can I just say thank you to everyone if any of you did sign up to that who's watching. It honestly got me through, so I didn't lose everything like my house and stuff like that. But as soon as we came out of lockdown, I lost pretty much nearly everyone on my Patreon, which I can't be annoyed because I'm still so grateful. But I thought possibly I could do it full time, but I've understood you can't rely on Patreon at all because I don't know if you've experienced it. It does this every month, and it's stopped now at a certain level, and it's definitely not enough to do it full time.
I hear you. That is why I rely on multiple levels of income from YouTube, not just the
You are a
Patreon.
smart guy. You are a smart guy.
Well, I've learned only out of issues how to be like, oh shoot, I need to make more money.
Yeah. It's I watched your video. I've been watching the ones where you are that generous to give your actual personal tips on how to like. I find that amazing. And when I saw you disputing all them videos, I sat there and was like, "Are you serious?" Because I was that scared about getting a copyright strike, which I even saw someone comment on your video saying, "Be careful about that." And I'm sitting pretty confused. Do they just do they strike you for disputing it once, or is it when you dispute it the second time?
So I actually have a video coming up about that, and that video, the YouTube algorithm is the strangest thing in the world.
Yeah. Mm,
Because if I could show you the analytics to that video, first of all, I've been wanting to refilm that video forever because the quality of it is terrible. Like so bad. You hear my dog barking upstairs. You like the light is so bright on my face. I'm so overexposed. It was literally not even a planned video. It was one of those things where I was on a live stream. Somebody had a question about it. I had a meeting
I
to
know.
leave to in 5 minutes, and I was just like, "Yeah, let's film this video." And it did
Yeah.
nothing for a year, like nothing. It had like maybe a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand views. That stinking video has like 35,000 views
I
now,
kn- I
and it's all
saw
within the
that.
past like 2 months. Like daily,
That's
I'm getting like,
crap.
and it's just funny. And then I've been wanting to refilm it because I'm like, oh, like this is very this. A lot of people seem to be like wanting this info, and it
Yeah.
just got caught in the algorithm somehow. But it's funny because I tried refilming it and I like watched the previous video to see like, okay, how did I do this? And I like couldn't get it out properly. It was just off the cuff was better. But the funny
It,
part about that is I did see that comment. So the point of that story is I was gonna see, I have a video coming out about uh, uh, um, what do you call them, strikes, because I
yeah.
want to talk about that because there was a lot of comments out of fear of strikes and one person saying strikes. And one of the things I say in that is I've done, I think it's 2,500 reaction videos,
Yeah.
and I've never, ever, ever gotten a strike.
Wow.
Ever.
See, I've got 400 videos that I could dispute, but I was wondering if I disputed all 400 of them and then I get three strikes in 400, that's my channel deleted. But I find it. I reckon the guy who commented disputed it twice. Do you
See,
think he
that's the
possibly
thing.
did that?
Because if you I would very much agree with that. Because there's two things actually, and this is a very interesting thing. If you end up watching that video, is I also talk about this apparently like some sort of community guideline strike that you can get, and I've
Yeah.
actually gotten one of those before. out of a weirdness, and I'll explain it in the video if people want to go watch it. I'll do a quick little brief thing. Community guideline is when you like do like inappropriate things or like violence or like just I'm not even totally sure. But like you know me and you know my channel and like none of that stuff is like on my channel. So
What did you do?
so I was live streaming while filming reactions, and apparently it was like copyrighted stuff where it's like it'll block it. It'll usually just block it after the fact.
Oh,
But I guess it was
yeah,
long enough that it was like, hey, we're giving you a warning to turn off this copyrighted video, and I didn't see it. And so it just shut down the stream and was like, hey, you violated our guidelines. Now, I responded to it, and I actually appealed it, because I think you were allowed to appeal it without it being an issue. And I appealed it,
yeah,
and it went through, and they were like, oh, you're right, this wasn't a community violation. I was like, okay, whatever, remove that. Then it happened one more time
yeah.
with a different video. I appealed it. Oh, you're right, this was a mistake. That same second video got a second claim, I
A
guess.
second. Yeah.
And it was like, they were like, oh, no, sorry, your appeal has been rejected. I was like, that's weird. It was the same video. It's already disputed. So I thank you to you, actually, because you taught. So it was just a warning, actually. That was just a warning. And they say if you actually violate it again, you won't be able to post for a week, which is still, that would suck, but it's not the end of the world. But I thank you to you. I actually didn't even know that creator support chat box was there. I had no clue. And I messaged them after the fact. And I was like, hey, I don't understand this, and now it's like somewhere lost in YouTube land where they're actually looking at it for me. So we'll see what happens. But I've never gotten a strike.
Yeah, because I didn't even know that dispute. I knew what disputing was, but I was always had that fear. So I've took your advice and I've disputed it. And do you know when it gets cleared? I take it they don't respond within the 29 days, and you automatically get it because they haven't got time to do it. Is that what normally happens?
With certain artists will never ever ever respond. And so it'll just automatically clear. Certain artists will actually respond either in a day, in a
Yeah.
week, or 2 weeks. And then some will respond immediately. UMG is the worst. They will they'll just say no. They'll just say no.
Or is the SME as well?
Who would be on their SME?
I'm trying to think who that is. Who are Pentatonics with?
I
Is
think
that
it's
you?
SME, but Pentatonics. What often happens is if it blocks here's another tip for people. If it blocks the video, it'll stay
Yeah.
ineligible for the 28 days. But if it's not blocked, it'll go into escrow, which means that whoever wins the dispute will end up getting that money. So if they release the claim, you'll end up getting it. If they don't release the claim, they'll end up getting it.